It starts with the sound of rain, not a gentle drizzle, not the soft kind that makes you sleepy. It's the heavy kind, the kind that hits your windows in sheets, rushing down the glass like a river, trying to break inside. The kind that turns the whole world dark and washed out and strangely quiet at the same time. The kind that makes you curl deeper under your blanket and breathe out a slow, tired sigh. You sit in your room, lights dim, the soft glow of a lamp filling the space with warm gold. Everything around you feels still, calm, quiet, a little lonely, but in that familiar way you're used to. You try to distract your thoughts, maybe scroll a little, maybe stare at nothing. It's late, much later than you planned to be awake. But your mind does that thing again, thinking too much, feeling too much, unable to switch off. You're somewhere between awake and drifting when you hear it, a knock. Just one, sharp, clear, impossible to ignore. Your body freezes for a second, your breath catching in your chest. At this hour, in this weather, you sit up slowly, listening hard, wondering if you imagined it. Rain can make weird sounds. Wind can trick you, but then another knock. Harder this time, more urgent. Your heart gives a small, startled jump. You swing your legs off the bed, the floor cool beneath your feet as you stand. Your room feels suddenly different, like the air shifted, like something is waiting on the other side of the door. You walk slowly down the hallway, each step soft, cautious. The storm outside growls, thunder rolling over the sky in a long, low rumble. Your fingers brush the wall to steady yourself. You swallow, trying to prepare for anything, maybe a neighbor, maybe a mistake, maybe something small and ordinary. But the moment you reach the door, something inside you whispers, "This isn't ordinary." You unlock it with a soft click. You pull it open, and then your entire world tilts. They're standing there, your crush soaked, standing in the pouring rain, completely drenched from head to toe, as if they've been walking through the storm for far too long. Their hair is plastered to their forehead, water dripping from their jawline, soaking into the collar of their clothes. Their breathing comes in small, uneven breaks, like they ran here, or like they're holding back something heavy, and then they look at you. Their eyes lift, meeting yours, and the expression there knocks the air out of your lungs. Vulnerable, nervous, intense in a way you've never seen from them. It's like the storm outside followed them to your doorway, but something softer, quieter, lives behind their gaze. For a moment, neither of you speak. Rain crashes against the ground behind them. Water streams down from the roof edges. The wind pushes cold air through the doorway, but you feel warm. So warm. Too warm. Your crush swallows hard, lips parting like they're trying to form words but can't quite make them come out. They hold themselves awkwardly, hugging their arms across their chest, shivering just a little from the cold. You notice the way their hands tremble, the way their shoulders are tense, the way their gaze keeps flicking to your face, then away, then back again. They're scared, not of you, but of whatever they came here tonight to say. You're awake, they murmur softly, as if they weren't sure you would be. Their voice sounds different, quiet, rough from the cold. But there's something else under it, something like relief, something like hope. You step back instinctively, opening the door wider. "What are you doing out in this weather?" you ask, your voice gentler than you expected. Your chest tightens when you get a clearer look at them, wet clothes clinging to their skin, rain dripping from their eyelashes. They look tired, almost defeated. But when they look at you again, a small breath escapes them, like your presence alone steadies them. They stop. Their throat works as they swallow. Their fingers curl into fists at their sides. I needed to see you. The words hit you with quiet force. You stare for a moment, unsure if you heard them right. But their expression doesn't change. Their eyes stay locked on yours, warm and vulnerable, searching your face as if looking for permission to continue, as if you're the only place they feel safe tonight. A flash of lightning brightens the sky behind them, and for a second their features glow soft, strong, trembling at the edges. Thunder follows, rumbling deep and loud. They flinch a little at the sound. Without even thinking, you reach out a hand, touching their wrist lightly. Their skin is cold beneath your fingertips, chilled from the rain. They go still under your touch, breath catching, eyes darting down to where you hold them. Come inside, you whisper. You don't even need to think about it. You just know. You can't leave them out there. They hesitate barely a second, then step forward. The moment they cross the threshold, the warmth of your home wraps around them. They close their eyes for a brief moment, like the heat feels almost overwhelming after the storm, like they're finally somewhere they can breathe. Water drips onto the floor beneath them, pooling at their feet. Their clothes cling to them, heavy and soaked. They shiver once more, a little stronger this time. You gently close the door behind them, shutting out the wind, the rain, the night. Suddenly, the world feels smaller, softer, quiet except for your heart beating a little too fast, and the sound of their breath. You turn to them again, taking in every detail, their wet eyelashes, their trembling fingers, the way their shoulders slowly drop as they let themselves relax in your presence. They look up at you. Their voice comes out fragile and low. I'm sorry, they whisper. I didn't know where else to go. And those words settle deep inside your chest, warm and aching all at once, because you've imagined moments with them before, soft, harmless fantasies. But you never imagined this. Them on your doorstep in the middle of a storm, soaked and shaking, looking at you like you're the only thing holding them together. And even though you don't understand everything yet, you feel it. This night is going to change something. Something big. Something you've secretly hoped for. Something they've been holding back for far too long. You stand there for a moment, just looking at them soaked, shivering, breathing in small, unsteady breaths as the warmth of your home starts to wrap around their cold skin. They don't speak again. They shift their weight awkwardly, like they're not sure if they're allowed to move, or breathe, or even be here. But their eyes stay on you, like they're scared you'll send them back into the rain. Like you're the only reason they found the courage to show up at all. You step closer, slow and gentle. Your voice softens without you even trying. Hey, you're freezing. They give a tiny, embarrassed laugh. Yeah, I didn't. Think this through. Their clothes cling to them, heavy from the rain. Water drips from their sleeves, their hair, the hem of their shirt. Their fingers tremble as they push a wet strand of hair away from their forehead, and the motion is so tired, so human, it makes your chest ache. Let me get you a towel, you say quietly. Just stay right here. You turn to walk toward the hallway closet, but as you move, you feel something soft, tiny brush your wrist. You look back. They didn't grab you. They didn't stop you. Their hand just lifted slightly, like their body reached for you without permission, and then froze halfway. Their eyes widen, and they let their hand fall again quickly, pretending it never happened. Your heart does that small flipping thing. It's okay, you whisper. And somehow, those two words make their shoulders relax a little. You go to get the towel. As you return, you find them standing exactly where you left them, like they were afraid to touch anything or move too far inside without you. You unfold the towel slowly and step toward them. They lift their head, eyes meeting yours with a quiet vulnerability that hits so much deeper than words. Here, you murmur. You drape the towel over their shoulders gently, careful not to startle them. The moment the soft fabric touches their skin, they inhale sharply, not from cold, but from the sudden warmth, from the way your hands brush the sides of their neck, from the way you're standing so close now that you can feel their breath warming the air between you. Their lashes tremble, their lips part just a little, their eyes flick down to your mouth for half a second before darting away. You pretend you didn't notice. They pretend they didn't do it. But the tension glows quietly between you, soft and warm like the lamplight. You should dry your hair, you say, voice low. Can you? They stop, cheeks flushing. Sorry, I didn't mean. It's fine, I'll do it. But their eyes keep drifting to the towel, then to your hands, then back to your face. You step behind them gently, lifting the towel to their hair, patting softly, slow enough that it feels almost like a comforting touch instead of just drying. They let their eyes close for a moment, their shoulders sinking as if the warmth of your presence is melting the cold right out of their bones. For a moment, everything is quiet except the rain. They exhale. You're really gentle. You pause, heartbeat picking up just a little. Only when someone needs it. Their head lowers, their voice dropping to a whisper barely louder than the storm. I think I really needed it tonight. Something warm settles in your chest. Not excitement, something deeper. Something tender. You finish drying their hair, then move to stand in front of them again. They clutch the towel tight around their shoulders, like it's keeping them together. Their eyes lift to meet yours, soft and searching. I'm sorry, they say again. But this time, their voice cracks on the last word. Don't apologize, you murmur. Just tell me what happened. Their throat tightens. You see it the way they swallow the truth, the way they struggle to hold it back. They look down, rainwater still dripping from the hem of their shirt onto the floor. It's complicated, they whisper. A small, shaky breath leaves them. And it's embarrassing. You take a small step forward, not touching, just closer. I don't care if it's messy. You came here. That matters. Their eyes soften. Something flickers inside them, something like relief. Something like gratitude. Something like they're seeing a version of you they've always hoped existed. You guide them gently toward the living room, the warmer space in your home. The air there feels softer, calmer. The rain outside sounds far away, like a backdrop instead of a threat. They hesitate at the edge of the room. You sure I'm not intruding? They murmur. You shake your head slowly. You're not intruding. I want you here. Their breath stutters at your words. Their fingers tighten around the towel, knuckles pale. For a second, you both stand there, suspended in a quiet moment you can't quite name yet. You break the silence first. Sit, you whisper, gesturing to the spot near the fireplace. You need warmth. The fireplace is unlit, but you kneel to turn it on. The warm glow blooms slowly, filling the space with a soft orange light. They lower themselves onto the floor in front of it, sitting with their knees pulled up slightly, the towel still wrapped around them. You sit beside them, not too close, not too far. Just close enough that they feel your presence. They turn their head toward you, eyes lingering a little too long. You didn't have to come out here, you say softly. They laugh, shaky and tired. I know, trust me. I told myself not to. I told myself this was a terrible idea. Then why did you? They open their mouth. They freeze. Their gaze drops to the fire instead of you. I'll explain, they whisper, but not yet. You nod, even though a part of you aches with curiosity. Okay, whenever you're ready. They breathe out, long and slow, like your words settle something inside them. And in the warm glow of the fire, with the storm raging outside and the two of you sitting quietly together, you feel the tension shift, softening, deepening, growing into something slow and warm and impossible to ignore. Tonight isn't just unusual. Tonight is the start of something. You can feel it, and so can they. The fire crackles softly, its glow settling into the room like a quiet heartbeat. You watch the way its light touches their face, soft highlights along their cheekbones, warm shimmer in their eyes, faint shadows under their lashes. Their clothes are still clinging to their skin, damp and heavy, and you can see the way they shiver every few minutes despite trying to stay still. You're still freezing. You whisper, they don't deny it. They hug the towel closer to their chest, fingers curling into the fabric like they're afraid it will slip away. Do you want dry clothes? You ask gently. Their gaze flicks to yours quick, startled, almost shy. I don't want to bother you. You're not bothering me, you say, and you mean it. They breathe in slowly, watching your face as if searching for any sign that you might be lying. When they find none, something soft melts in their expression, a tiny sigh of trust. Okay, they murmur. If you don't mind, you stand up and they follow your movement with their eyes, suddenly looking small and uncertain wrapped in that towel. You walk toward your room, grabbing a soft t-shirt and a pair of drawstring pants, simple, comfortable, warm. As you return, you find them still sitting in front of the fire, shoulders hunched a little, towel slipping from one side. Their gaze lifts instantly when your footsteps return. These should fit, you say quietly. Holding the clothes out, their fingers brush yours when they take them. Just a tiny touch, barely there, but it sends a warm spark across your skin. Their breath catches. So does yours. Thank you, they whisper. You nod toward the hallway. You can change in the bathroom. They hesitate. Not because they don't want to, because they don't want to leave your side, even for a moment. But they stand slowly, and their wet footsteps make soft marks on the floor as they walk away. At the bathroom door, they pause, looking back at you. You're really kind, they say softly. I know you didn't expect this. You give a faint smile. I didn't, but I'm glad you came. Their lips part, like those words hit deeper than you expected. Then they slip into the bathroom, closing the door gently. You sit back down in front of the fire, listening to the faint sounds of them changing the brush of fabric, the small clink of the towel being draped over a rack. You imagine them standing there, dripping water, trying to calm their breath, trying to make sense of why they ran to your house tonight instead of anywhere else, and you feel it. They didn't come out of convenience. They came because something is breaking open inside them, something they couldn't hold alone anymore. The door opens again. You look up. They stand there wearing your clothes, the shirt soft and a little too big on them, the pants loose around their waist. Their hair is still damp, but their skin looks warmer now, color returning to their cheeks. They hold their wet clothes in their hands awkwardly, not sure what to do. Your heartbeat slows, not from calm, from the sight of them looking so familiar, like they belong here, like they've been here 100 times already. You look warmer, you say, voice soft. They give a tiny laugh, fingers rubbing the back of their neck. I feel a lot better. Thank you. You take their wet clothes, setting them aside to dry. When you return to sit near the fire again, they follow you automatically, lowering themselves to the floor at your side, not across from you, not a safe distance away. Right beside you, close, enough that your knees almost touch, close enough that their warmth reaches you, close enough that your heart stumbles over itself. You glance at them. Their gaze is already on you. They look away quickly, cheeks flushing with a shy warmth. You pretend you didn't notice, even though the air between you thickens with something tender. After a moment, they speak again, voice low. I didn't plan anything, they say. I didn't even think about what I'd say if you opened the door. You didn't need a plan. They pull their knees closer to their chest, hugging them lightly. I kind of did, they admit. I almost turned around twice. Why didn't you? You ask gently. Their fingers tighten around their knees. Their eyes drop to the fire. Their lips press together like they're holding something back. I don't know, they whisper, or maybe I do. You wait. Their breathing grows uneven for a moment, like words are stuck in their throat, pushing, insisting, threatening to spill out, but they swallow them down, looking anywhere except your face. I can't say it yet, they admit softly. That's okay, you respond. You don't have to rush. They glance at you quickly, eyes wide, like your patience is something rare and unexpected. Something they don't get often. Something that means more than you realize. I'm not used to people being gentle with me. They say quietly, almost too quietly. Your chest tightens. You shift closer just a few inches, close enough that they can feel the shift in warmth. Their breath catches softly, but they don't pull away. You deserve gentleness, you murmur. Especially tonight. Their lashes flutter. Their lips part. Something in their eyes glimmers, fragile, hopeful, scared. You watch their throat move as they swallow, their chest rising and falling in slow, shaky breaths. I came here because, their voice trembles, because you make me feel safe. The room goes quiet. The fire crackles softly. Both of you sit still, letting those words settle into the space between you. Your crush, the person you've imagined in 100 quiet daydreams, just told you something deeper than almost anything else they could have said. You speak softly, almost a whisper. I'm glad you came. They look at you again, and this time their gaze lingers, longer, warmer, full of something unspoken that's been waiting for the right moment. Another tiny pause. Their knee brushes yours. Not an accident this time. You don't pull away. Neither do they. Something shifts, quiet, slow, certain. Tonight is unraveling into something neither of you planned, something neither of you can undo. And slowly, you see the truth in their eyes. They didn't come because of the rain. They came because their feelings finally overflowed. They just don't know how to say it yet. The fire settles into a soft, steady glow, no longer crackling loudly, just humming gently like the heartbeat of the room. The warmth spreads across the floor, across the space between you, across their skin. You can see the difference already. Their shivering has faded. Their breathing has steadied. Their shoulders are no longer tight with cold or tension, but something else fills the air now. Something warm, something new, something that makes your pulse slow and quicken at the same time. They sit right beside you, their knee grazing yours every few seconds, sometimes accidental, sometimes maybe not. The soft fabric of your clothes on them makes them look even more familiar, more comfortable, more like they're slipping into your world instead of just visiting it. For a long moment, neither of you speak. The quiet isn't awkward. It feels safe. It feels needed. Then they let out a small, unsteady sigh. "I didn't expect you to actually let me in," they murmur. You blink, surprised. "Why wouldn't I?" They shrug, staring at the flames. "I don't know. I guess I thought it'd be too weird. Too sudden, too whatever." You tilt your head slightly. You looked like you needed someone. That makes their eyes soften. Their voice lowers. "I did." You shift a little, turning toward them. "And I'm glad you chose me." Their breath stutters, like those words land deeper than you meant them to. Their fingers play with the edge of the towel still draped around their shoulders, twisting the fabric lightly. They're thinking. You can see it, thoughts circling, feelings pressing forward, fear pushing back. "You don't know how close I was to walking past your place," they say quietly. "I kept telling myself I was being dramatic. You're not." They look at you quickly, like that reassurance hits something tender. "You always say things like that," they whisper, "things that make me feel better. That's a good thing, right?" You ask gently. Their lips curve into the faintest smiles, shy, unsteady. "Yeah, it is." They shift closer, not much, just enough that your shoulders brush. The warmth of their skin seeps into yours, and suddenly everything feels softer, slower, like the night is wrapping itself around the two of you, holding you in a quiet little world where the storm can't touch you. You rest your hands lightly on your lap. They watch the movement, then glance away quickly, like the sight flustered them. After a few seconds, they speak again, voice hushed. "Your place feels so warm because of the fire." You ask softly. They shake their head. "Because of you." Your breath catches. They don't look at you when they say it. Maybe that's why it feels honest, pure, accidental, true. You fight the urge to reach for their hand. They look delicate right now, not fragile, but open in a way you've never seen before. Like the storm outside tore down walls they didn't know how to lower. "You can stay as long as you need." You whisper, their eyes flick up to yours, slow, careful, like they're afraid of reading too much into your words, but wanting to anyway. "I don't want to be a burden," they say softly. "You're not." Something in them softens. Something in you does too. A quiet calm settles over the room. Rain patters against the windows like a soft lullaby. Thunder rolls far away now, softer, almost sleepy. And yet the tension between you grows warmer, thicker, sweeter. Their fingers graze the floor, close to yours. They don't move away. Then slowly, without thinking, they lift their hand and place it just near yours, not touching, but close. So close, you watch as their fingers inch a little closer. A quiet inhale escapes them, teeny, nervous, hopeful. You move your hand a fraction closer, too. Their breath catches. Their gaze flicks to your face, searching, unsure, and then their pinky brushes yours. Just the smallest touch. Barely anything, but it sends warmth blooming through your chest, spreading through your ribs, settling low in your stomach. They freeze. You freeze. The world stands still. The fire crackles softly. The storm hums outside. Your breaths mingle in the space between you. They look at your hands, your pinkies touching, and their throat bobs with a swallow. They whisper, almost afraid. I didn't mean to do that. But they don't pull away. You speak softly, barely above a breath. It's okay. Their eyes lift to yours, and suddenly their expression is so raw, so unguarded, it makes your heart hurt in the sweetest way. They shift their hand a little closer, letting your fingers lightly touch again, not fully intertwined. Not bold, just a shy, trembling connection that says more than any confession could. They lean just slightly into your shoulder, not enough to make it obvious, just enough to feel like a beginning. You're being really kind to me tonight, they whisper. You deserve kindness, you say, especially from someone who cares. You don't realize what you've admitted until it's already said. Their breath hitches, their lashes flutter, their shoulders rise, then fall in a slow, shaky exhale. They turn their face toward you, eyes shining in the firelight, soft, warm, vulnerable. Do you care? They whisper. You feel the words in your chest, heavy and light at the same time. Yes, you say quietly, I do. They don't say anything for a long moment. They just look at you, really look at you, like they're seeing you in a way they never let themselves see before. Then, with a small, trembling motion, they rest their head softly against your shoulder. You don't move. You don't breathe too loudly. You just let them be there, close and safe and warm. Their voice comes out small, almost a breath. I have something to tell you, they whisper, but I'm scared. You tilt your head gently toward them. You don't have to say it yet. Their hand shifts just a little until your fingers are almost fully touching. You both sit in front of the fire, wrapped in warmth, wrapped in tension, wrapped in something slowly growing between you. A soft, unspoken question lingers in the air. Is this the moment everything changes? It almost is. Almost, but not yet. Tonight is a slow burn. Their heart is opening inch by inch, and that confession, the one they came here with, is waiting in the shadows of the next moment. The fire glows brighter now, spreading a gentle warmth that settles over both of you like a soft blanket. You feel it against your skin, in your chest, in the quiet space between your bodies. They're still leaning lightly on your shoulder, their hair brushing against your shirt, their breath warm and steady against your arm. It feels natural. It feels right. It feels like something you've dreamed about quietly, privately, in moments you never thought would become real. Outside. The storm softens into a steady rhythm, quiet rain, not the wild crash it was before. The thunder fades to a far-off murmur, almost like the sky is calming with you. Inside, everything feels slow, hushed, safe. They let out a gentle sigh, the kind that comes from deep inside, the kind that carries 1,000 thoughts. Their fingers rest near yours on the floor, that small almost touch from earlier still lingering in the air like unfinished electricity. You okay? You ask softly. They lift their head, just enough to look at you. Their eyes catch the firelight, shining with warmth and something deeper, something they've been holding on to for a long time. I don't know, they admit. Maybe, now that I'm here, it feels easier to breathe. Your chest tightens at that. I'm glad you feel safe. Their lips curve into a quiet smile, small, soft, grateful. I do, more than I expected. More than I probably should. There's no should here, you whisper. Their gaze lingers on your face. Slow and intentional, like they're memorizing the way you look in this moment's soft shadows, warm glow, eyes steady and gentle. Their shoulders relax, the tension slipping away inch by inch. I didn't want to be alone tonight, they say suddenly. Their voice wavers, just a little. Enough to tell you this isn't casual. Enough to tell you the truth is starting to spill out in small pieces. You're not, you whisper. Not tonight. Their throat moves as they swallow. Not because I hate being alone. I'm used to it. But tonight felt different. It felt too heavy. What happened? You ask quietly. They shake their head, pulling their knees in a little closer. I'll tell you, I will. It's just hard. You nod. Then start with something easier. They breathe out slowly, watching their hands. Okay, something easier. Silence settles between you, but not empty silence. It's full of warmth and the soft crackling of the fire, full of the quiet understanding passing between you without effort. Their fingers inch closer to yours again, like their hand keeps drifting toward you without permission. Your clothes are really comfortable, they say suddenly, almost shy. You smile. Good. I didn't want you freezing. You didn't have to give me your favorite shirt, they say softly, brushing a thumb over the fabric at their shoulder. I've seen you wear this one a lot. Your eyebrows lift slightly. You've noticed that their cheeks warm. I notice a lot more than you think. Something warm blooms in your chest. Like what? They hesitate. Their breath catches. Their eyes flick to yours, then away, then back again. Little things, they whisper. Things about you. You shift slightly, turning your body a little more toward them. Tell me one. The firelight dances across their face, painting soft gold on their cheekbones. They look almost fragile in this moment, not because they're weak, but because they're being honest. You always look away when you're trying not to smile. They say quietly, you blink. I do, yeah. Their lips curve as they watch you do exactly that. Like that, you just did it now. Warmth rises in your chest, in your cheeks, in your heartbeat. Your turn, they say softly, nudging your knee with theirs. Tell me something you notice. You look at them really, look at them. Their damp hair, their soft sweated shoulders, the tiny droplets still clinging to their lashes, the towel slipping behind them, their fingers hovering near yours like a quiet question. You bite the inside of your cheek when you're nervous. You say gently. They blink, startled. You notice that, every time. Their breath stutters, something tender flickering through their eyes. Wow, I didn't think anyone would see that. I see you, you say quietly. Something shifts inside them. A tiny crack in the wall they've built around themselves. A soft opening. A warm glow. They breathe out, long and trembling, their fingers brushing against yours, again this time a little more confidently. Not a full touch, but close enough that their skin warms yours. I didn't think anyone would care. They whisper, I do. You say without hesitation. Their eyes close for a moment, like those two words wrap around their heart and squeeze gently. The storm outside softens even more. The rain turning into a soft patter like the world is giving the two of you space to exist in this quiet moment. They open their eyes again, and their voice is barely a whisper. It's been a long time since I felt. Wanted your chest aches. Not in a sharp way, in a soft, protective way. You are wanted, you say gently. More than you know. Their lips part, breath catching, by you. Your heart thumps once, hard, clear. Yes, you say. The air between you tightens, sweet, warm, electric. They shift closer only an inch. Maybe two, but it feels like a confession all its own. The firelight flickers across their face, making their eyes glow with something raw and honest. I don't know how to handle that, they whisper. You don't have to, you murmur. Just be here. They take a shaky breath, nodding. I can do that. I want to do that. Their shoulder presses gently against yours. Now real contact, warm and soft and intentional. Their fingers brush yours again. This time, they don't pull away. You don't either. The rain quiets. The fire hums. Your breaths fall into the same slow rhythm. And in this calm, warm, intimate moment, something inside them settles. Something inside you does too. This is where the real closeness begins, not the confession, not the final moment, but the first deep understanding that tonight, you're becoming important to each other. The fire settles into a quieter glow, dimming just enough to make the room feel like a cocoon, warm shadows. Gentle light, everything slowing down around you. They stay close, their shoulder against yours, their fingers brushing yours in small, hesitant strokes that feel like they're learning how to ask for closeness without words. You both sit like that for a moment, letting your breaths fall into a slow, steady rhythm. They shift a little, pulling your shirt that they're now wearing closer, around their torso, like it's a source of warmth and safety. Their cheeks still hold a faint flush, not from the fire, but from everything happening inside them. Can I tell you something? They ask, voice soft, almost shy. Of course, you murmur. They hesitate, glancing down at their hands. Their thumb draws small circles against their knuckles, an anxious habit. One you've noticed before, but never this close. I had a really awful day, they say quietly. Your heart pulls. I'm sorry. They shake their head. It wasn't just today. It feels like everything piled up at once. You stay silent, letting them take their time. They breathe in slowly, letting the air settle in their chest. Their voice trembles, but not in a dramatic way, more like they've been holding themselves together for too long. I woke up feeling already tired. They whisper, like, no matter what I did, I couldn't get ahead of anything. I kept messing up at work. People kept talking over me. I felt invisible, again. You watch as their throat tightens, their eyes gleaming faintly in the firelight. They're not crying, just balancing on the edge of something heavy. And then, their breath catches. Someone said something stupid, just a joke. They didn't mean anything, but it stuck. It stuck all day. What did they say? You ask gently. A slow exhale leaves them. They said, I'm the type of person no one would go out of their way for. Your chest aches. You turn your body a little toward them. That's not true. They let out a soft, bitter laugh. I know logically it's not. But sometimes the smallest things hit the deepest, you know. I know, you whisper. Their fingers brush yours again, this time lingering, curling just barely. Like they're reaching for something they're scared to ask for. And then the storm hit. They continue. And I kept thinking, I don't want to be alone right now. I don't want to sit with all these thoughts when everything feels loud inside my head. You nod, giving them space to keep going. So I grabbed my jacket. And before I could stop myself, I was walking toward your place. I didn't even think I just moved. Like my body already knew where it wanted to go. Your breath slows, softer, steadier. And the whole time, they say, voice quiet, I kept thinking you'd be annoyed. Or confused. or you'd look at me like I was a burden, just like everyone else. You shake your head slowly. You're not a burden. Not to me. They look up at your really look eyes, shining with something fragile and hopeful. You say that so easily, they whisper, because it's true. Their breath shivers. Their fingers curl tighter against yours, as if they're grounding themselves in the warmth of your hand. You let your thumb brush gently over their knuckles. They inhale sharply, their shoulders lifting just a little before relaxing again. You're the first person I thought of. They confess. The words settle between you like soft, falling embers, warm, glowing, impossible to ignore. Your heart warms in a slow, deep wave. I'm glad you came here. They blink, surprised by your sincerity. Really? Really? Their breath trembles with relief. I didn't know if you'd even open the door. I'd always open the door for you. Something breaks open inside them at that quiet, delicate, beautiful. Their eyes lower, a shy smile pulling at the corner of their lips. I don't know why. You're being so good to me tonight, they whisper, because you deserve someone who treats you gently, you say. Softly, their shoulders rise, then fall in a shaky exhale. They lean closer, not dramatically, just enough that their head brushes your upper arm, just enough that you feel the weight of their trust. They close their eyes for a moment, letting the warmth of the fire and your presence wrap around them like soft light. My chest feels weird, they admit, voice small. Weird how? You ask gently, like warm and tight and calm at the same time. I don't know. They laugh softly. Maybe I'm just overwhelmed. You're safe here, you say quietly. Their eyes flutter open, turning their face toward you. They study your face carefully, the softness of your expression, the steadiness of your gaze, the warmth you're offering them without expecting anything back. You always make me feel safe, they whisper. You feel their words land inside you like a soft heartbeat. That's how it should be, you say. They don't move away. They stay close. Their fingers finally carefully intertwine with yours. They do it slowly, like asking for permission with every inch. Their hand is warm now, not cold like before. Their skin fits against yours in a way that feels both gentle and strangely right. You know what the worst part was? They ask, walking here, soaked, scared, feeling stupid, and hoping, just hoping, that you'd open the door and not look at me like I was being dramatic. You squeeze their hand lightly. Their breath catches. I'm glad you showed up, you whisper. I'm glad you trusted me with this. Their eyes soften. Their voice falls to a whisper. I didn't know who else to go to. You didn't need anyone else, you say. You came to the right place. They breathe out, long and slow, settling beside you like they're finally allowing themselves to relax. Their head leans gently against your shoulder again, this time with no hesitation. Thank you, they whisper. For what? For making tonight feel less lonely. You rest your cheek lightly atop their head. They melt into the contact. You're not alone, you murmur. Not tonight. Not while you're here. Their fingers curl more tightly around yours. Their breath slows. Their body leans more fully into your side. As the fire glows and the storm hums gently beyond the windows, the connection between you begins to deepen quietly, naturally. Beautifully, they came here because the world felt too heavy, and now they're beginning to feel lighter. Because of you. Because of this moment. Because of the two of you sitting in soft, shared warmth. The fire glows low and steady, the room dimming into a soft amber haze that makes everything feel quieter. Slower, softer. They lean against you fully now, their head resting on your shoulder like it belongs there. Their hand stays gently intertwined with yours, fingers warm and relaxed. No tension left in their grip. A peaceful stillness settles over them. You can feel it in the way their breathing evens out, in the way their shoulders finally drop, in the way they let their weight rest against you, not holding themselves up, not pretending to be fine, just being. You shift slightly to get more comfortable, and they move with you instinctively, as if their body is synced with yours. Their cheek brushes your arm, warm and soft, sending a slow ripple of warmth through your chest. You're quiet, you say gently. They let out a tiny hum. I'm relaxed. I haven't felt like this in a long time. You smile softly. Good, you deserve to feel like this. A gentle silence follows, safe, not heavy. The fire crackles softly, the rain outside tapping lightly against the windows like a lullaby. They curl a little closer, their sweatshirt sleeve brushing your skin. You're warm. They murmur, voice low and sleepy. So are you, you whisper. They laugh softly. It's your clothes. They smell like you. The confession is small but intimate, and it sends your heart into a slow, warm flutter. You stay still, letting the moment breathe. After a minute, you notice the way their shoulders shiver, not from cold, but from the after effects of being in the rain so long. Wait here, you whisper. They look up with soft, sleepy eyes as you stand. Where are you going? To get something that'll make you even warmer. They blink, nodding slowly, trusting you without question. You walk down the hall to your room and grab the thickest, softest blanket you owned, the one you keep for nights when the air feels too cold, or when you need comfort more than warmth. When you return, their eyes widen, softened by firelight and something deeper. You brought a blanket, they ask, their voice almost a whisper. You sit beside them again, unfolding the blanket. Yeah, come closer. They hesitate, not from fear, but from feeling something new and sweet building between you. Then they scoot closer until their thigh presses softly against yours. You drape the blanket around both of you, your hands brushing their arms, their waist, the curve of their shoulder. The moment the fabric falls around them, their whole body relaxes in a slow, deep exhale. Wow, they breathe. This feels really nice. You tuck the edges gently around them. Better. They nod, cheeks warming. Much better. They shift beneath the blanket, turning slightly so they're facing you more directly. Their knee presses against yours under the fabric. Their fingers, still intertwined with yours, squeeze lightly, testing, asking, hoping. You're really good at this, they whisper. At what? Taking care of someone, they say softly, making it feel easy to be close. The warmth in your chest spreads slowly. It's easy with you. Their breath catches. They look down at your joined hands, the blanket draped over your laps, the fire flickering warm light across your faces. Can I? They ask, voice soft and unsure. Can you what? You whisper. They take a breath, then slowly, almost shyly rest their head on your shoulder again. But this time, it's different. More intentional, more trusting, more intimate. You adjust slightly to support their weight, and they melt into the space between your neck and shoulder with a quiet sigh. You fit perfectly. You murmur without thinking, their cheeks warm against your skin. Do I? Yeah, you do. They breathe out slowly, their hand tightening around yours beneath the blanket. For a long moment, neither of you speak. You can feel their heartbeats low, gentle, steady through the closeness of your bodies. The rain outside softens into a soft whisper, like the whole world is quieting with you. "Can I tell you something else?" they ask, voice barely above a breath. Of course. They tilt their head up just enough to meet your eyes. Their gaze is soft, full of something deep and searching. "I've never been this close to someone like this," they admit. "Not in this gentle way." Your chest warms. "How does it feel?" Their lips lift into the smallest, softest smile. Safe and warm, and a little scary, but the good kind of scary. You nod slowly. "Yeah, I know that feeling." They rest their foreheads softly against your shoulder, nuzzling into the fabric of your shirt. Their breath warms your neck. "I keep thinking I should pull away," they whisper, "because it feels too good, too much." "Then don't pull away," you say. Their breath stops for a second, then lets out in a slow, shaky exhale. They tilt their face up again, eyes shining softly in the firelight. "You really mean that?" "Yes," you whisper. "Stay close." They don't hesitate this time. They shift even closer, tucking themselves into your side. Their hand moves beneath the blanket, fingertips brushing up your wrist in the lightest, most hesitant stroke. Your chest tightens in the sweetest way. "You're being so gentle with me," they say quietly. "You deserve someone gentle," you reply. Their eyes soften, their breath trembling. "I didn't think you noticed me like this." "I've always noticed you," you admit. A silence follows, warm, deep, electric. Their fingers tighten around yours again. "I don't know how to handle this feeling." "What feeling?" you ask softly. They swallow, voice barely a whisper. "This closeness, this warmth. Your breathing slows. You don't have to handle anything. Just be here with me." They exhale shakily, leaning their forehead against your temple. Their eyelashes brush your skin. Their warmth fills the space between you. "Okay," they whisper, "I can do that." The blanket wraps around the two of you like a quiet shelter. The fire glows. Your hands stay intertwined. Their head rests on your shoulder. And the closeness, the real closeness, deepens in ways neither of you have words for yet. Tonight, something unspoken is growing. Something gentle. Something real. Something neither of you expected, but both of you needed. The blanket around you feels like a soft, shelter warm, heavy, comforting. The fire hums gently in the background, casting slow-moving shadows across the room. They stay tucked against you, their forehead resting softly against your temple, their breath warm on your skin. It feels like the world has narrowed to just the two of you and the quiet heartbeat of this moment. They shift slightly, snuggling closer, adjusting the blanket like they're trying to bring you both deeper into the warmth. Their hand stays curled in yours, fingers lightly stroking the back of your hand, as if grounding themselves. "You're really warm," they whisper, their voice muffled where their face rests against you. "Good," you murmur, brushing your thumb gently over their knuckles. "I want you to feel warm." They let out a breath, a soft, fragile one. "I do, more than I expected." You tilt your head just enough to brush your cheek against their hair. They breathe in softly, like that tiny touch settles something inside them. After a long pause, they speak again, voice quieter now, like they're slipping into a deeper layer of honesty. "Can I tell you something scary?" they whisper. You squeeze their hand gently. "You can tell me anything." They swallow, their body pressing closer under the blanket. "It's just, I'm not used to letting someone see me when I'm like this." "Like what?" you ask softly, They pull back just a little to look at you not far, just enough that their eyes can meet yours. And the moment their gaze finds yours, something hits you, something vulnerable, raw, and trembling under the surface. When I'm soft, they whisper. When I'm not pretending, I'm fine. Your chest tightens in the warmest way. I like you like this, you say gently. You don't have to pretend with me. Their eyes widen a little, not in shock, but in quiet disbelief that someone could want the unguarded version of them. Their voice shakes as they respond. No one ever says that, they admit. I've spent so long being the person people expect. I didn't think anyone would want the real me. You shake your head slowly. I want the real you, the soft you, the tired you, all of it. Their lips part, a breath catching in their throat. They look away for a moment, overwhelmed, their hand tightening around yours. You don't know how much I needed to hear that, they whisper. You gently tug their hand, wordlessly guiding them back into your side. They follow, letting their head fall onto your shoulder again, this time with complete trust. Not a bit of hesitation. Tonight was so heavy, they say quietly. I kept carrying things I shouldn't carry alone. You're not alone right now, you remind them. You're here, with me. Their breath trembles. That's what scares me. You tilt your head slightly. Why? Because their fingers grip your hand tighter. Because I didn't think someone like you would ever feel like a safe place for me. You blink, surprised. Someone like me. They nod against your shoulder. You're kind, and steady, and warm. And you look at me like I matter. I'm not used to that. Your heart does that quiet, aching thing again. You do matter, you say softly. Their breath catches. Do I? More than you know. Silence fills the room, again peaceful, deep, steady. The fire's glow softens. The rain outside hushes into a gentle whisper. The blanket around you both feels heavier, warmer, like it's holding everything fragile between you. Then they shift, again lifting their heads slightly, enough for their nose to brush your jaw. It's small, tiny, barely a touch, but it sends a slow spark through your chest. I keep trying to be strong for everyone, they whisper, but tonight I didn't want to be strong. I wanted someone to hold the pieces with me. Your hand moves instinctively to their shoulder, your fingers brushing a soft, reassuring path along their arm. I'm here, you whisper. You don't have to hold everything alone. There. Eyes close, and for a moment they don't speak, just breathe. Slowly, deeply, melting into the feeling of being understood. You don't know how rare this is, they say quietly. Someone listening, someone caring, someone staying. You smile softly. I'm not going anywhere. Their breath shakes again, this time from emotion, not cold. They turn their face a little more into you, their forehead leaning against your cheekbone, their lips just barely brushing the side of your jaw as they exhale. It's not a kiss, but it's close enough that the air between you warms with something tender. Why are you being so good to me? They whisper. You answer honestly, because you deserve gentleness, because I care about you, because I want you here. Their fingers tighten around yours again. No one talks to me like this. They should, you say softly. You deserve words that don't hurt. Their voice is shaky, barely held together. I didn't realize how badly I needed this moment until it happened. Your hand lifts, brushing faintly down their arm, slow enough to feel comforting rather than rushed. They melt under the touch, like every inch of tension drains out through their fingertips. You're safe, you whisper again. They nod against your shoulder. I'm starting to believe that. Good, you murmur, because it's true. They stay quiet for a long moment, resting in your warmth, your presence, your steadiness. Then their voice returns, small, fragile, but hopeful. "Can I tell you the part I'm scared to say?" they ask. Whenever you're ready, you whisper. Their fingers curl round yours. Their breath warms your neck. Their body leans fully into yours under the blanket. "I'm scared because..." Their voice trembles. "Because I didn't come here just for comfort. I came because I didn't know how else to stop thinking about you." Your breath stops. The room goes still. Even the fire seems too quiet. They swallow softly and whisper, "You were the only person I wanted to see." And with that, the slow burn shifts, gentle warmth deepens, the air thickens with meaning, and something beautiful begins to unfurl inside both of you. The room feels different, now heavier, wrapped in something tender and trembling. Their confession lingers in the air like soft smoke, delicate and full of emotion. You feel it settle against your chest, warm and breathtaking at the same time. They're still pressed against you under the blanket, their forehead resting just below your cheekbone, their breath warm and shaky against your skin. Their fingers tighten around yours as if they're worried they said too much, or not enough. "You don't have to say anything," they whisper quickly, words tumbling out in a rush. "I didn't mean to make things weird. Tonight was so much," and you gently squeeze their hand. They stop rambling. Their breath catches. "Hey," you whisper. "It's okay. Nothing's weird." They try to pull back slightly, but you keep your hand in theirs soft, not restraining, just enough to remind them they don't need to disappear. "You're safe," you murmur. "With me, you're always safe." Their shoulders drop as if something heavy melts off them, their breath coming out in a soft, shaky exhale. "I'm not used to this," they admit. "Someone staying, someone listening, someone wanting me around." "I want you here," you say gently. Their eyes close, and they lean their forehead back against your shoulder like they're letting themselves believe you for the first time. Their body softens against yours, a slow surrender. "You have no idea what those words do to me," they whisper. "I keep trying to act like I'm fine on my own, but tonight, I didn't want to pretend." "You don't have to pretend with me," you say quietly. Their breath stutters at that. After a moment, you adjust the blanket around their shoulders, tugging it closer so the warmth surrounds them completely. They watch your hands as you do. It ties soft expression unreadable, something tender flickering behind every glance. "You're really gentle," they say quietly, like unbelievably gentle. You look at them, curious. "Is that unusual?" They give a tiny laugh, but it cracks in the middle. "Yeah, more than you think. How come?" They shift beneath the blanket, curling their knees slightly, pulling themselves closer, not shyly, but instinctively, like your presence is anchoring them. "I don't really get softness," they admit. "Not the real kind. Not the kind that doesn't expect anything back." You rest your hand lightly on their arm. "You deserve softness without conditions." Their eyelashes flutter at your touch, their breath hitching just slightly. "You make it sound so simple," they whisper. "It is," you say. Their lips part, and for a second you think they'll speak. Instead, they rest their head on your shoulder again, sighing softly, sinking deeper into the warmth. "Can I ask you something kind of embarrassing?" They murmur. You smile gently. "Go ahead." They hesitate, then whisper, "Why? Aren't you pulling away?" Your heartbeat slows in your chest, warmed by the vulnerability in their voice. "Because I don't want to," you whisper back. Their breath catches sharply. You don't. They ask, voice trembling. No, you say. I want to be close to you. They go completely still, like your words reach a place inside them no one else has touched. Their fingers slip further between yours, their hand fitting perfectly in your palm. When they speak again, their voice is barely audible. I'm trying not to fall apart right now. You don't need to hold yourself together for me. Their chest rises and falls in a shaky breath. I've been holding everything together for so long. I forgot what it feels like to let someone else be there for me. You don't have to be strong right now, you whisper. Not tonight. They tilt their head slightly so their cheek brushes against your neck. The touch is small, innocent, but it sends a warm wave through your body. Their lips part near your skin, and they exhale shakily. I don't know how you're doing this, they whisper, making me feel seen, making me feel steady, because you deserve to feel steady, you murmur. You deserve to feel cared for. Their hand tightens around yours, almost desperately, like they're afraid you'll slip away if they let go. I keep thinking you're going to disappear or realize I'm too much. They confess, you're not too much, you say softly. Not even close. They bury their face lightly against your collar, their breath warm and soft. No one's ever said that to me, they whisper. Well, you say gently. Then I'll say it as many times as you need to hear it. Their shoulders shake not from cold, but from emotion. You run your hand gently along their back under the blanket, slow and steady. They melt into the touch instantly, breathing out a soft, quiet whimper of relief they probably didn't mean to let slip. The sound hits you warm and deep, inside your chest. I didn't mean, they start, mortified. You whisper. It's okay. They breathe in again, trembling a little. I feel safe with you. I don't know what to do with that feeling. You don't have to do anything, you say. Just let yourself feel it. Their fingers slide along your wrist, trembling slightly. You keep saying things like that. I don't know if my heart can handle it. Then let me hold it gently, you whisper. Their breath stops. For a moment, they're silent to silent, like your words rooted them to the spot. You're going to make me fall for you, they whisper, voice cracking softly. You pause. They don't pull away. They don't take it back. They just wait, breathing shallowly, holding onto your hand like it's the only steady thing in the room. You can fall, you whisper. I'm right here. Their eyes close, their forehead leaning into your jaw. The blanket around you both feels heavier, warmer, like the whole world is holding its breath. I'm scared, they confess. I know, you whisper. Stay. They ask, just stay close. You adjust your arm around them, pulling them gently into your side, letting their body rest against yours fully, letting them feel the steadiness in your breath, your touch, your presence. I'm not going anywhere, you say softly. Not tonight. They melt into you completely, body, breath, heart, letting the warmth wrap around them, and for the first time in a long time, they feel held. The blanket holds the two of you like a warm cocoon, drawn close around your bodies until you can barely tell where you end and they begin. The fire hums softly, its light shimmering across their face in warm oranges and golds. Everything feels quiet, like the storm outside has finally surrendered, like the whole night is holding its breath around the two of you. They stay tucked into your side, your arm wrapped around them gently, their fingers still holding yours like they're afraid to let go. They breathe quietly, each breath brushing your neck, soft, trembling, honest for a long moment. They don't speak. Then slowly, their hand shifts beneath the blanket, fingertips tracing lightly along the inside of your wrist. It's barely a touch, soft, curious almost, shy, but it sends a slow warmth up your arm, into your chest, down your spine. You look down at them. They're already watching you, not nervously, but in a way that feels like they're studying you, learning you, memorizing you, their cheeks warm under your gaze. I'm sorry, I keep touching you. You don't have to apologize, you whisper. They hesitate, nibbling gently on their bottom lip. It's just, you feel steady and warm and real, and I kind of can't seem to stop reaching for you. Then don't stop, you say softly. Their breath catches noticeably. Their eyes widen just a little, softening almost instantly afterward. Are you sure? They whisper. You nod. I want you close. They swallow, their hand trembling slightly in yours. You have no idea how much that means to me. You tighten your arm around them just a little, letting them feel the sincerity in your chest. They let out a slow, shaky breath, melting deeper under your arm until their head rests against your collarbone. After a moment, they speak again softly, almost dreamy. I don't think I've ever been held like this. You keep your touch, slow, gentle. Do you like it? They nod against your shoulder. Yeah, a lot. Your thumb brushes their wrist again. They inhale sharply and turn their face slightly close enough that their nose grazes your jawline. They freeze, like they didn't mean to move that close. Their breath stops. Then they look up at you. It's not planned. It's instinct, raw, vulnerable. Their eyes shine in the golden firelight, fire-wide, full of unspoken things. The kind of look that makes the rest of the world blur out. The kind that almost feels like a confession by itself. You're looking at me like... They whisper, but they stop. Like what? You ask gently. They shake their head, cheeks warm. Like you. Care way more than I'm used to. I do care, you whisper. Their lips part just slightly. I feel it. I really feel it. You stay quiet, letting the moment breathe. They slowly lift their hand, the one not holding yours, and place it lightly against your chest right over your heart. Their fingertips press gently, testing, curious. You're really warm, they whisper. And your heart, it's beating so steady. You smile softly. That's because you're here. Their breath catches again. You keep saying things that make me feel too much. Is that bad? You murmur. They shake their head, voice trembling. No, it's just overwhelming, in a good way. Their hand stays on your chest, palms soft, fingers spread slightly like they're trying to understand the rhythm of your heartbeat. They're so close now that you can feel their breath on your cheek, light and warm. A tiny pause follows. Then their pinky brushes yours again, this time slower, more intentional. Your fingers curl slightly toward theirs. They watch your hands quietly, their breath unsteady. Can I ask something? They whisper. Anything. Is it okay if I hold your hand properly? You look at them softly. You already are. No, they whisper, shaking their head gently. I mean, really hold it. You shift your hand beneath the blanket, opening your fingers just slightly. They immediately slip their hand into yours. Warm, tender, full, not tentative, not halfway, fully dot. Their fingers interlace with yours slowly, like they're savoring the moment. like they're afraid it might disappear if they move too quickly. When your palms meet, they let out a tiny breath, almost a sigh, almost a soft sound of relief. This feels. They close their eyes. Really safe. You squeeze gently. So stay close. They open their eyes again, gaze softer than you've ever seen it, glowing in the firelight like something tender and blooming. You're going to make me get attached, they whisper. You can, you murmur. I won't run. Their lips part, and for a second, just a second, they lean closer. So close their forehead touches yours briefly. Like a quiet spark of courage, it's an almost moment. The kind your heart remembers, long after the night is gone. But they pull back slightly, breath trembling, face flushed. I'm sorry, they whisper. You don't have to apologize. You say gently. They look at you with a softness that makes the room feel warm enough to breathe in. I keep getting pulled toward you, they whisper, like, without thinking. Then don't think, you say quietly. Just feel. They breathe out, their forehead returning lightly to your temple. You're dangerous in the sweetest way. You laugh softly. Why? Because you're making me believe someone could actually want me like this. You turn your hand, brushing your thumb over the back of theirs. Someone does. Their entire body stills under your arm. Their breath is soft and trembling. You're talking about yourself. They whisper, yes. They swallow, eyes glistening. Don't know what to say, you don't have to say anything. Their breath steadies. Their hand holds yours tighter. Their forehead rests against your cheek again. I'm scared, they whisper. I know. But I want to stay right here, they admit. I want to stay close to you. Then stay, you whisper. I want you here. They melt into your arms again, their bodies softening completely, their heart leaning into yours with every breath. The fire flickers softly. The rain whispers outside. Your hands stay intertwined beneath the blanket, and in the quiet warmth of the moment, another gentle, impossible to ignore, almost fills the room with something slow and beautiful. The fire burns low and steady now, soft flickers reflecting against the walls like moving shadows. The blanket around you both is warm and heavy, making the quiet feel deeper, more intimate. Their hands stay secured in yours. The two of you curled together as if the night itself is holding you close. But something in the air shifts, not a bad shift, a meaningful one. Their breathing changes. Their chest rises slower, falls shakier. Their fingers tighten around yours in a way that isn't about comfort anymore, but about gathering courage. You're quiet again. You whisper softly. They lift their head from your shoulder just a little. Their eyes glisten faintly in the firelight, not with tears, but with emotion that sits too close to the surface. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. They whisper. You turn slightly toward them. Say what? They look down at your intertwined hands, staring at the shape of your fingers around theirs, like they're memorizing the way you hold them. That I wasn't just scared tonight, they whisper. I was overwhelmed. By what? They swallow hard, so hard you see the movement in their throat. By how much I wanted to see you. Your breath catches quietly. Your grip on their hand tightening without you meaning to. Their voice softens, almost breaks. It felt stupid, irrational, like, why would someone walk through a storm just to see one person? You smile gently, because that person matters. They inhale sharply, trembling. Yes, exactly. You matter too much. And I didn't know what to do with that feeling. You study their expression, the tension around their mouth, the way their lashes flutter, the tiny crease between their brows. Tell me, you encourage gently. Tell me what you felt. They lift their eyes to yours slowly, carefully, and the honesty in their gaze pulls you closer without either of you moving. I kept thinking, if I see you, maybe everything won't feel so heavy. Your heart tightens, warm, soft, protective. And the storm wasn't the scary part. They whisper. The scary part was how quickly I ran to your door. You shift your hand, brushing lightly over theirs. And why was that scary? Because, they say, voice trembling, I didn't realize until tonight how much space you take up in my heart. The room falls silent. The fire hums. Your breath slows. They stay close, forehead nearly touching yours beneath the blanket. I shouldn't depend on someone this much. They whisper, you're allowed to depend on me. You say softly, their lips part on a tiny, shaky breath. But you don't know what that means. You don't know how much I've been holding back. Your thumb traces a slow circle against their palm, grounding them in the warmth of your touch. Then tell me, you whisper. Don't hold back anymore. They close their eyes for a moment. When they open them again, their gaze is deeper, more honest, more vulnerable. Okay, they breathe. I'll try. They lean their head against your chest again, fingers gripping yours, tighter, like holding your hand helps them speak. I've been feeling lost for weeks, they admit. Everything has been too loud, too much, too heavy, and I kept trying to pretend I was fine. You nod slowly. I understand. But today, they whisper, I reached a point where I just broke a little. I needed someone who didn't expect anything, someone who didn't want anything from me except me, and you thought of me. They nod softly against your chest. Immediately, without hesitation, your other hand lifts to their back, brushing gently along their spine. What made you walk through the storm? You ask quietly. They swallow again. Their voice lowers. I kept thinking about you. They shift slightly so their forehead presses lightly against your collarbone, their breath brushing the hollow of your throat. I kept remembering how your voice sounds when you talk to me. They continue softly. How you look at me like I matter. How your presence feels like quiet instead of pressure. You feel their heart beating against your ribs. Fast, unsteady, honest. I wanted to be held, they whisper. And I kept imagining what it would feel like if you held me. If I let myself fall into you, even just for a night. Your chest tightens with something warm and deep. So I walked here, they whisper. Even though it was pouring. Even though it was stupid. Even though I told myself 100 times to turn back. You didn't turn back. You remind them gently. No, they say. I didn't. Why? Their breath trembles as they lift their face and meet your gaze. Because my heart wouldn't let me. Silence, soft, deep, charged. Their fingers slide further between yours, beneath the blanket, their palm pressing fully against yours. I'm sorry if that's too much, they whisper. I know it sounds dramatic. It's not too much, you say quietly. They blink, startled by the gentleness in your voice. Nothing you say is too much. Their breath catches. You really mean that, don't you? Yes. They lean closer, again almost instinctively, their cheek brushing against your jawline. Their lips hover near your skin, not touching, but close enough that the warmth of their breath sends a soft shiver through you. I'm scared, I'm falling for you, they whisper. You don't pull away. You don't flinch. You just breathe with them, slow, steady, warm. You don't need to be scared, you whisper. They tremble lightly in your arms, but their voice cracks just a little. But I don't want to lose this. I don't want to mess anything up. You won't, you say softly. You're doing everything right. Their hand tightens around yours again, clinging gently. Even if I'm emotional, they whisper, yes. Even if I'm scared, yes. Even if I want to be close to you. They breathe. You lean your forehead gently against theirs. Especially that. They melt again completely, like their whole body loosens inside your embrace. The fire crackles. The blanket warms. Their breath settles against your skin, and you feel it clearly. Now they didn't come because of loneliness, or fear, or the storm. They came because their heart found its way here. To you, the fire crackles low, its glow dimming into soft embers that make the room feel like a warm dream. The storm outside has faded into a faint whisper, the kind that makes everything inside feel even quieter, more intimate. You stay wrapped together beneath the blanket, your bodies warm, your breaths steadying each other. They're still pressed against you, their forehead resting lightly against yours, their hand held tightly in your own. But something has shifted, something subtle and powerful. Their emotions sit close to the surface now, trembling quietly beneath their skin. You feel them breathe in, slow, shaky, full of unspoken truth. I didn't think tonight would turn into this, they whisper. What did you think would happen? You ask gently. I don't know, they say softly. I thought maybe you'd tell me it was late. Or maybe you'd let me stay for a minute and send me home. Or maybe I'd be too embarrassed to knock at all. And instead, you say, brushing your thumb lightly across their hand, you're here. With me. They nod against your chest. Yeah, I'm here. And it feels different, good, too good. You tilt your head slightly so your cheek brushes their hair. Too good in what way? They pause just long enough for the room to hold the moment. I feel like, they whisper, if I stay like this any longer, I'm not going to be able to pretend anymore. Pretend what? You ask softly. Their breath catches. Their fingers tremble in yours. Their whole body goes still. That I don't. They swallow. That I don't feel something big. You sit in silence, letting their honesty settle into you like warmth soaking through fabric. They lift their head slightly, eyes meeting yours with a softness that sends a slow flutter through your chest. You're looking at me like you already know. They whisper, I do, you say gently. Their lips part with a small, shaky breath. You can see at the exact moment their heart pushes against their fear, trying to break free. I almost said it earlier, they whisper, when you held me closer. When you said you weren't going anywhere, I almost told you everything. You hold their gaze, your voice low and steady. Why didn't you? They close their eyes. Because if I said it, everything would change. And you murmur, their eyes open again soft deep, full of a fragile hope, and I'm scared of losing what we have right now. You won't lose anything, you whisper. Their breath trembles. What if I want more? They breathe. Your heart stirs quietly at their words. Then we figure that out together. They lean closer slowly, almost unconsciously, their forehead brushing yours again. Their breath warms your lips, soft and trembling. It's not a kiss, but it's the closest you've been. Their voice shakes softly. You're making this really hard. How? You whisper, you're being kind, they say. You're listening, you're holding me like I matter. You do matter. Their eyes close again like they're trying to absorb your words deep into their bones. Say that again, they whisper. You matter. Their breath stutters like the words hit somewhere fragile inside them. You can't say things like that, they whisper. Why not? Because then I'll want more of you, they say, their voice barely holding together. You're allowed to want more. Their lips hover near your cheek, close enough that you feel the warmth of every breath they take. They stop, swallowing hard. I almost leaned in earlier. You can tell me, you whisper. Tell me what you wanted. They inhale sharply, cheeks flushing in the firelight. I wanted to be even closer, they whisper. I don't know how else to say it. Your heart warms. You can be close. Their forehead presses against yours fully now, their noses brushing lightly. Their breath mixes with yours. The air between you thickens warm, sweet, trembling with almost, are you sure? They whisper, yes, you breathe. Their hand shifts beneath the blanket, fingers sliding over your palm in slow, tender strokes. You can feel the question forming in their touch, gentle, shy, unspoken. Their lips part again. I keep thinking about. They stop. About what? You whisper, voice soft. They hesitate for a long moment, long enough that the fire crackles softly, long enough that their heartbeat seems to sync with yours beneath the blanket, about how it would feel to. Their voice breaks into a whisper, to just let myself fall into you. You close your eyes for a second, steadying the warm rush their words send through you. You can, you whisper. I'm right here. Their breath stops, truly stops, and then leaves them in a soft, trembling exhale that brushes your cheek. But what if falling changes everything? They ask. Then everything changes, you reply gently. And maybe that's okay. Their hand tightens around yours, fingers interlacing fully under the blanket, their thumb brushing the back of your hand in slow circles. You can feel their pulse fast, nervous, honest. The fire pops softly, a tiny spark drifting up the chimney. You don't understand, they whisper. I've wanted to be close to you for so long. And tonight, it's all happening at once. You smile softly, then go slow. Just breathe with me. They lean in again closer than before. Their nose touches yours lightly, sending a flutter through your chest. Their voice trembles. I almost confessed everything just now. You can tell me when you're ready. I'm almost ready, they whisper, and you believe them. Every trembling breath, every soft touch, every hesitant lean in tells you they're right on the edge of saying the truth, but not yet. Not tonight. Not here, in this exact second. They rest their forehead against yours, breathing you in slowly. Thank you, they whisper. For what? For not pushing me, for not rushing me, for making me feel wanted. You lift the blanket slightly, wrapping your arm more securely around them. They melt into your side completely, their face hiding gently against your neck. I want you here. You whisper again, their breath warms your skin. I think I'm going to fall for you, they whisper. I think I already am. You smile softly into their hair. You can fall, you whisper. I'll catch you, they sigh, soft, trembling sound, full of emotion. Almost, they whisper. I almost said it. And as they lean quietly into your arms, breathing slow and warm against your skin, you know the real confession is coming. just not yet. The slow burn needs one more spark. The fire is burning low, now soft orange, light flickering across the room like a heartbeat that's slowing down. The storm outside is almost gone, reduced to a gentle tapping on the windows. But something else is building, something warm and trembling. Something they've been holding back all night. They're tucked beneath your arm. Their body pressed close under the blanket, but they aren't relaxed anymore. Their breathing has changed, lighter, quicker, uneven in a way that tells you they're trying hard to keep themselves steady. You brush your fingers gently along their arm. They flinch not from fear, but from emotion. "You okay?" You whisper, they swallow, their voice barely holding together. "Don't know." You shift slightly so you can see their face, and the moment you do, your heart tightens. Their eyes shine in the firelight, glassy soft, heavy with everything they've tried to contain. "You're shaking," you whisper. "I know." Their voice cracks. "I can't help it." You adjust the blanket carefully, pulling it tighter around them, your hand brushing their shoulder, their back, their arm. Each touch seems to make them softer, more honest, more fragile. They lift their heads slowly, and their eyes meet yours. And for the first time all night, they don't look away. Their gaze is open, bare, almost breaking. "I'm sorry," they whisper. "I didn't want you to see me like this." "You don't have to apologize," you say softly. You're allowed to feel. Their lips tremble. Their lashes flutter. They take a shaky breath, but it comes out as more of a sob they try to swallow. "I tried so hard to keep it together today." They whisper, "I know," you say gently. "No." They shake their head, voice trembling. "You don't understand." Everything inside me kept piling up. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like if I told anyone, they'd think I was being dramatic or difficult or too much. "You're not too much," you say softly. Their breath catches sharp, painful, relieved. "You keep saying that," they whisper. And every time, it makes something inside me crack open. You bring your hand up, brushing the side of their arm, guiding them a little closer. They follow the movement instinctively, their forehead landing against your shoulder, their fingers tightening around yours beneath the blanket. You feel them breathe in long, shaky, quiet. Then their voice breaks. "I didn't come here because of the storm." You nod gently. "I know." "I came because," their breath stutters. "I came because I felt like I was falling apart, and I didn't know who else to run to." Your fingers slide through their hair softly, comforting. "And I thought," their voice cracks harder this time, "I thought if I could just see you, maybe everything wouldn't hurt so much." You feel their chest shiver, their breathing uneven against your collar. "You did the right thing," you whisper. "I'm glad you came." Their fingers climb slowly up your arm, gripping your sleeve. Trembling, "I didn't think you'd open the door," they whisper. "Not for me. Not this late. Not when I've been trying so hard not to need anyone." You tilt your head, brushing your cheek against their hair. "You didn't need to pretend with me." They let out a soft, broken breath, half relief, half pain. "I know," they say, "but it's been so long since anyone has held me without expecting something. I didn't know how much I missed feeling human until you wrapped me in this blanket." Your hand moves slow and steady along their back, grounding them. "You're human," you whisper. "You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to need. You're allowed to fall apart a little." You feel them crumble, not physically, but emotionally. Their body sinks deeper into yours. their forehead pressing harder into your shoulder as a tiny sound slips out, a small, quiet, heartbreaking sound they tried to hide. You hold them closer. Hey, it's okay, you whisper softly. I've got you. They breathe in sharply, another small sound catching in their throat. I didn't mean to cry, they murmur, voice cracking. You're safe, you whisper. Cry if you need to. I'm right here. Their shoulders shake, one soft, controlled, but it's enough to tell you they're finally letting go. I'm so tired, they whisper. Not just tonight. I'm tired of pretending I'm fine. Tired of feeling like I have to hold everything alone. Tired of people who only want the easy parts of me. You press your forehead gently against the top of their head. You don't have to be easy with me. They close their eyes, breathing you in, trying to steady themselves. Why are you being so good to me? They whisper. Because you deserve it, you say. Because you matter. Because I care. Their breath falters. Their hand grips yours tighter. That word, they whisper, care, it scares me, because I want it. I want it so much. You lift your hand and cradle their cheek gently, shifting their face so they look up at you. You can want it. Their eyes soften, wet, shimmering, full of emotion they're barely containing. And you can take it, you say quietly. They stare at you long, deep, trembling at the edges. Then they break, not in a dramatic way, in a soft, quiet, necessary way. A small tear slips down their cheek, their lips part, their breath shivers, and they whisper, I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know who else would make me feel like I wasn't alone. You stroke their cheek gently with your thumb. You're not alone, you whisper. You have me. Their eyes close, a tear falling into your hand. I almost told you something earlier, they whisper. I know, I'm scared if I say, if everything will change. You lean closer, your foreheads almost touching. Sometimes things need to change. You murmur, their breath mingles with yours, warm, trembling, full. Hold me, they whisper. Your arms wrap around them fully, pulling them into your chest. They meltedly, like they've been waiting all night for someone to hold them this way, and in your arms. With the fire flickering low and the storm quiet outside, they finally let their heart break open. The real confession is close, so close you can feel it in every breath they take. They stay wrapped in your arms for a long moment, their breath unsteady, their body held against yours, like you're the only thing keeping them anchored. Their cheek presses into your chest, warm and damp from the tears they didn't mean to shed. You stroke your hand slowly along their back, soft circles, gentle lines itch, touch steadying the parts of them that have been trembling all night. You feel it in their breath, the way it catches, the way it trembles, the way it tries to hold back the truth that's pushing up from deep inside. You whisper into their hair, I've got you. That simple sentence breaks something open, something important, something they've kept hidden for months. Their fingers slide up your chest, clutching softly at your shirt. Can I tell you something? They whisper, voice small and raw. You nod against their temple. Anything. They swallow hard. Their whole body shakes with the truth pushing inside them. Promise you won't think I'm crazy, they ask. You pull back just slightly so you can see their eyes bright in the firelight, wet at the edges, trembling with fear and longing. I could never think that, you whisper. Tell me. They take a deep, shaky breath, and then another, like they're trying to steady themselves before saying the thing that's been lodged in their chest for too long. Okay, they whisper. Okay, I'll tell you. You take their hand gently, stroking your thumb across their knuckles. Their breath shivers at the contact, and they hold your hand even tighter. I didn't walk through the storm because I was scared, they say slowly. Not really, not the way I told you. You stay quiet, letting them talk. I wasn't running from something bad, they continue. I was running toward something. Your heart beats heavier in your chest. They inhale shakily, and that something was you. The words fall into the space between you like soft thunder, quiet, deep, changing everything without warning. You feel them tense, waiting for your reaction. You don't let go of their hand. You don't pull away. You just hold them, steadier, closer. They keep talking, voice cracking at every new truth. I kept trying to fight it, they whisper. I kept telling myself I shouldn't want you like that I shouldn't get attached, that you'd never feel the same. Your thumb brushes their cheek, catching the tear that slips down. I was wrong, you whisper. Their eyes widen. But they keep going. Too much emotion built up to stop now. You don't get it, they say softly. Every time something goes wrong in my life, every time I feel like I can't breathe, every time I feel like the world is too loud, you're the person my heart runs to. Even when I tell myself not to, it's still you. You feel a warm ache in your chest, deep, soft, powerful. And tonight, they whisper, when everything hit me at once. My mind kept saying to leave it alone, to stay home and be normal. But my heart their hand lifts, pressing against their chest. My heart just said your name, they whisper. Over and over, your breath falters as they continue. I wanted to see you, not just because I was tired or overwhelmed, but because you make me feel like I can breathe again. Their forehead rests against yours, the blanket slipping slightly as they lean into you more fully. And that scared me, they admit. It still does. You nod slowly, I know, but you're here now. They close their eyes, letting a shaky breath escape. I didn't want to fall for anyone, they whisper. I didn't want to need anyone. But then you, their voice cracks. You kept being kind and warm, and everything I didn't know how to ask for. Your hand moves to their cheek, holding it gently. They lean into your touch instantly. So I walked here, they whisper, because I couldn't hold it anymore, because I needed you more than I could pretend. Your chest tightens. Hey, you whisper softly. Look at me. They lift their eyes shiny, soft, nervous. You didn't do anything wrong, you say. You trusted me, and I'm not going anywhere. Their lips tremble. I didn't know how hard I'd fall until I opened my eyes and realized I was at your doorstep, they whisper. And then you opened the door, and I felt relieved, scared, seen, all at once. They laugh, softly broken, tired, vulnerable. I almost told you everything right then, they say, before I even stepped inside. You can tell me now, you whisper gently. I'm here. They swallow again, their voice fragile. You want to know the real reason I came? Yes, you whisper, the truth. They ask softly. Yes. They breathe in, slow, shaky, full, and whisper, I came because I love the way I feel with you. I came because my heart wanted to be next to yours. Your breath stops. Their voice softens even further. And I came because I think. Their hand shakes in yours. I think I'm falling in love with you. Silence, warm, full, transforming the room. They look at you as if they're waiting for the world to break in half. But instead, you lift their hand to your chest, holding it over your heartbeat. It's okay, you whisper. I'm right here. Their eyes close, a tear slipping down. I don't want to mess this up, they whisper again. You're not, you say quickly. You're being honest. And I'm not going anywhere. They collapse gently against you again, their head pressing into your neck this time, breath trembling against your skin. Thank you, they whisper, voice breaking, for holding me through this, for not letting go. You wrap your arms around them fully, careful but secure. I'll never let go. You whisper into their hair, and in that moment, with their confession trembling between you, you know you've reached the edge. The emotional climax is here, and the final truth is coming. Their confession lingers between you like warm airsoft, trembling, impossible to ignore. The blanket around you both feels heavier now, not from weight, but from meaning, from the truth they finally let escape after holding it in for so long. They're still pressed against you, their forehead resting against the curve of your neck, their breath warm and uneven on your skin. You can feel how tightly they're holding their emotions, too tightly, like they're bracing for the moment you pull away, or say nothing, or say the wrong thing. You don't instead. You hold them closer. Their fingers clutch your shirt like they're scared the world might swallow them whole if they loosen their grip. You breathe in slowly. You breathe out even slower. Then you whisper, "Look at me." They hesitate. They swallow. And then, slowly, they lift their head from your shoulder. Their eyes are red-rimmed, shining with tears they tried to blink away. Their cheeks are flushed with emotion, their lips slightly parted, breathing shallowly. You've never seen them this open, this vulnerable, this real. You gently cup their cheek with your hand. They close their eyes for a moment at the warmth of your touch, like it steadies something deep inside them. When they open them again, their voice is a whisper. "I'm sorry," they murmur. "For what?" you ask softly. "For all of that," they say, their words trembling. "For saying too much. For crying on you." For you interrupt gently. "Stop. You didn't say too much." Their breath catches. "Are you sure?" You nod. "You said exactly what you needed to say." They stare at you in disbelief, like they're still waiting for rejection, like they've lived long enough, expecting to be told they're too emotional, too needy, too much. You brush your thumb slowly under their eye, wiping away a tear that clings to their lashes. "Listen to me," you whisper. "Nothing you said scared me away." Their lips tremble. "But I told you I'm falling for you." "I know," you whisper. "And you're not." They swallow hard. "You're not running." You give a small, soft smile. "Why would I run from someone who trusts me with their heart?" Their breath stutters, like your gentleness hits them harder than anything else tonight. "I'm not used to being wanted back," they admit. Your chest aches at the honesty in their voice. "I want you," you whisper, "more than you know." They inhale sharply, their eyes widening, breath catching like it's physically hard to take in your words. "You do," they whisper, stunned. Double quote, "Yes," you say softly. "I do." Silence settles between you, not empty, not uncertain, but full of warmth and something trembling and new. They stare at you for a long moment, their eyes searching yours, trying to understand the truth they've been afraid to believe. Then they reach up slowly, carefully, like they're asking permission with every movement. Their fingertips brush your jawline, lightly, softly, tracing the shape of it as though they're memorizing the curve of your face. "Say it again," they whisper. "Please." "I want you," you repeat quietly. "I've wanted you for a long time." Their breath shakes out of them. Their hand falls back to your chest, resting over your heartbeat. "I thought it was just me," they whisper. "I thought I was imagining everything. You weren't." Their shoulders relaxed, just a little, like the tension they've carried all night starts dissolving. What gave me away? They ask, trying to smile through the emotion still clinging to them. You laugh softly. Everything, they blush faintly. Everything. You run to me when you're scared, you whisper. You look at me like I make the world quieter. You touch my hand like you're afraid it isn't real. Their eyes soften with a watery smile. That's obvious, huh? To me, yes. They wipe their eyes with the edge of the blanket. Embarrassed but relieved. I didn't think someone like you would care about someone like me. Your chest tightens at the old wound behind their words. Don't say that, you whisper. I see you. All of you. And there is nothing about you I don't care for. Their breath trembles. Their hand slides up your chest again, slow and tender, and you're not scared, they ask softly. No, you whisper. I'm here, with you. I'm not going anywhere. The fire crackles softly behind you, filling the silence with warmth. The rain outside has slowed to barely a whisper. Everything feels still. Everything feels like it's waiting. They lean in, not fully, not boldly, but enough that their forehead gently touches yours. Their nose brushes yours lightly. Their breath mixes with yours, warm and trembling. I want to say it, they whisper. I want to say everything. You can. I'm just. They swallow. Scared it will change what we are. It won't, you whisper. It'll make it deeper. They close their eyes, breathing you in. You promise you're not going to disappear. They ask, voice small. I promise. You can feel their heart beating faster than before beneath your hand. They whisper, I think about you all the time. Your breath hitches. Yeah, they say, voice thin with emotion. In ways I didn't understand at first. In ways I kept trying to shut down. In ways that made me feel guilty or stupid or confused. You press your forehead against theirs a little more firmly, grounding them. Tell me, you whisper. Tell me what you feel. They take a shaky breath and whisper, I feel like you're the only person who sees me. The only person who makes my mind quiet. The only person whose voice I want to hear at the end of the day. Your heart aches with tenderness, and I feel they breathe. Like being close to you tonight, tit feels like home. Your fingers slide into their hair. Gentle and steady. You are home, you whisper. Right here. They inhale sharply, and then they crumble again in the sweetest way. Their body melts into yours, arms sliding around your waist beneath the blanket, holding you tightly, desperately, like they've been waiting months for this moment. You hold them just as tightly, wrapping your arms around their back, pulling them close until there's no space left between you. Their voice shakes against your neck. I love how you hold me. I love holding you, you whisper. They let out a small, trembling breath. If I say the rest, everything will change. You hold them even closer, then let it change. The blanket is warm around you both. The fire low and glowing, the room dim enough that it feels like the world has shrunk to only the two of you. Their arms wrap around your waist beneath the blanket, holding you tightly, as if you're the only steady thing in a night full of unraveling. You feel their breath tremble against your neck, warm, uneven, almost breaking. You place your hand on the back of their head, fingers sliding gently through their hair. They melt into the touch, their forehead pressing deeper into the curve of your shoulder. Hey, you whisper. You're okay. No, they whisper back. Not until I say it. You pull back slightly, not enough to lose contact. but enough to see their face. Their eyes are full of everything, every fear, every hope, every quiet longing they've swallowed down for months. Firelight reflects in their tears, making their gaze glow warm and raw and beautiful. They breathe in, shaky and slow. "I am scared," they whisper again. "I know," you say softly, "but I'm right here." Their lips part, trembling. "This changes everything," they whisper. "It does," you say, "but maybe that's what we need." They stare at you for a long moment, a moment that feels like a heartbeat stretched into eternity. A moment held together by the warmth of your hands and the softness in their eyes. Then slowly, they lift their hand and place it against your cheek. Their fingertips graze your skin, warm and trembling. You lean into the touch instinctively. Their breath stutters. "You make me feel safe," they breathe, "and seen and wanted." You brush your thumb over the back of their hand, silent, steady, present. "I tried so hard to push these feelings away," they whisper. "I told myself I was reading too much into things, that you were just kind, that I was imagining the way you looked at me." You weren't imagining it. Their eyes flutter closed for a moment at your words. "You make my chest feel full," they whisper, in that soft way, the way that makes your heart warm and your stomach flutter, the way that feels like you're waking up and finally breathing again. You feel your own breath deepen, slow, warm, and when you held me earlier, they say, voice cracking, everything in me just fell. I felt it. That moment when something gives up fighting and just wants to be loved. Your heart tightens in your chest, aching, full. "I didn't want to need you," they whisper, a small tear slipping down their cheek. "But I do. And I didn't know how to tell you that without sounding desperate." "You don't sound desperate," you whisper. "You sound honest." Their hand slides from your cheek to your jaw, thumb brushing lightly across your skin. Their touch is soft, so soft it feels like a question. And the truth is, their voice lowers, trembling. "I came here tonight because I couldn't hold it anymore." You nod gently. "Tell me." They inhale sharply, then whisper, "I care about Uma than a friend should." Your breath catches softly, and "I didn't plan to say that," they add quickly. "It just came out." You smile faintly. "It's okay." "No," they whisper, shaking their heads softly. "There's more." Your heart beats slower, heavier, warmer. They look at you, really look at you, with eyes that feel like they're giving you their whole heart. "I think about you every day," they whisper. "The way you talk, the way you listen, the way you make everything feel quieter, the way your presence makes the world softer." Your stomach drops in that warm, melting way. Not scared, not worried, just falling. Falling deeper. "I wasn't supposed to feel this," they whisper, "but I do. I really, really do." You cup their cheek gently. "And what do you feel?" You whisper. Their lips tremble with the truth they've been holding back. "I love you," they finally breathe. The moment lands like a warm wave crashing over both of you, quiet but powerful, fragile but undeniable, soft but life-changing. You feel their body shake lightly in your arms, like the confession lifted a weight they've been carrying far too long, like finally saying it makes them both terrified and relieved. They watch your face every second, every flicker of expression, searching for any sign of regret or hesitation. You give them none. Instead, you stroke your thumb gently along their cheek, pull them closer and whisper, "I love you too." Their breath breaks a soft gasp, a trembling exhale, a sound full of disbelief and overwhelming relief. You do, they whisper. You nod slowly, foreheads touching. I've loved you for a long time, you whisper. I just didn't want to rush you. I wanted you to feel safe. Their hands slide up to your waist, gripping the fabric of your shirt tightly, pulling you even closer. You make me feel so safe, they whisper. Too safe. Safe enough to fall apart. Safe enough to tell you the truth. You wrap your arms around them fully, holding them against your chest with a tenderness that feels like coming home. I'm right here, you murmur. I'm not going anywhere. They close their eyes and let out a soft, broken sound, a mix of love and relief, and the quiet surrender of someone who finally let their walls fall. Their mouth brushes your cheek, not quite a kiss, just a soft, grateful touch, a moment suspended between breath and heartbeat. Then they whisper into your skin, "Thank you for loving me." You hold them tighter, blanket wrapped around both your bodies, the room warm and glowing with the soft light of the fire. Always, you whisper. Always. Their fingers laced with yours again, this time without trembling, without hesitation, without fear. This is the moment everything changes. Not suddenly, not loudly, but softly, the way all real love begins. The confession settles into the room like a warm glow, soft, steady, lingering in the air between your bodies. The fire is low now, barely more than glowing embers, but its warmth feels brighter than before. Or maybe that's just what love does, makes everything feel warmer. They're still wrapped in your arms, their body pressed against yours under the blanket, breathing slow and soft now. Not shaky, not scared, just full. Full of relief, full of softness, full of something new and gentle blooming inside their chest. Your foreheads rest together, noses brushing lightly. It's quiet in the way that feels safe. Quiet in the way that makes you both breathe deeper, softer. Their hand stays against your chest, fingers splayed like they're trying to memorize the rhythm of your heartbeat. You cover their hand with yours, holding it in place. You're warm, they whisper. So are you, you murmur. They close their eyes, letting the moment wash over them. I still can't believe I said it. You needed to, you say softly. They smile, small, shy, glowing. I've never felt anything like that before. Not this intense, not this. Soft, your thumb brushes gently across their knuckles. Love can be soft. Their eyes lift, meeting yours. With you, it is. You lean back slightly, just enough to take in their face, the tenderness in their expression, the faint redness around their eyes from crying, the relaxed curve of their lips now that the fear is gone. Do you feel lighter? You ask gently. They press closer, resting their cheek against your shoulder. So much lighter, like I can breathe again. You stroke your fingers slowly through their hair, feeling them relax more with each pass. They melt into your touch like warmth sinking into cold skin. I don't feel alone, they whisper. Not anymore. Not with you. You'll never be alone, you say softly. Their breath catches, not from fear this time, but from the quiet promise in your words. They nestle themselves deeper into your chest, their hands sliding from your sternum to your waist, fingers curling into your shirt like they want to stay exactly like this forever. Can I ask you something? They whisper. Anything. When you said you loved me, you meant it, right? You smile gently, rubbing their back in slow circles. I meant every word. They pull back just enough to look at you, eyes soft, shining in the dim firelight. Say it again, they whisper. Please. You lift your hand to their cheek, thumb brushing the soft warmth of their skin. I love you, you whisper. Their breath leaves them in a soft, shaky sigh, a sound full of emotion, relief, and something tender unfolding inside them. They close their eyes and rest there, forehead against yours again. Can you say it one more time? They ask, voice even quieter now, like the words are a blanket they want to wrap around themselves. You smile. I love you. This time, the words settle into their chest, spreading through them like gentle heat. They whisper into your shoulder, I love you too. I really, really do. Their arms wrap around your torso, holding you tight, but softly, like they're scared you might fade if they don't keep contact. You hold them just as tightly, letting the moments settle into your bones. You're safe here, you murmur. I know, they whisper. I feel it. The room is quiet, except for your intertwined breaths, the faint patter of rain outside, and the soft crackle of the fading fire. Everything feels slower now, calmer, more peaceful. The storm inside them has passed. Now it's just warmth, just closeness, just love. They shift slightly, tucking their head under your chin, their body curling against yours like they're finding the exact shape of comfort they've always needed. Your hand slides down their back, slow, gentle, steady, and they inhale deeply, pressing closer. I don't want this moment to end, they whisper. It doesn't have to, you say softly. They smile against your chest. You're going to make me melt. You already are, you tease quietly. They laugh, a soft, warm sound that fills the room like sunlight after rain. Their fingers twist gently with yours beneath the blanket, playing with your hand in lazy, tender motions. Everything feels different now, they whisper. Good, different. You ask, they nod against your shoulder. Really good, like, I've been carrying this weight for so long, and suddenly it's gone. You stroke their cheek again, feeling the warmth beneath your fingertips. You were holding it alone, you say. You don't have to anymore. Their voice lowers. I won't forget tonight. I won't forget how you held me. You deserved to be held. They nuzzle into your neck, their breath warm and slow. Can I stay close like this? They ask quietly. As close as you want. They shift, sliding their leg over yours slightly, curling into you like they're settling into their favorite place in the world. Their fingers stroke your hand, your chest, your arm slow tender, exploring with careful affection. Everything feels calm now, they whisper. You smile softly. That's because you're safe and loved, they add quietly. And loved, you echo. They let out a soft sigh, their whole body relaxing fully for the first time all night. The tension disappears from their shoulders. Their breathing softens into an easy rhythm. Their muscles loosen under your touch. You feel them drifting, not asleep yet, but close. That peaceful in-between state where their body leans heavier into yours, their heartbeat sinking quietly with yours. You're not going anywhere, right? They murmur. No, you whisper. I'm here for as long as you want me. Their fingers slip between yours again, holding tight but gently. I want you, they whisper sleepily. Here, with me. You rest your cheek against their hair, breathing them in. I'm not leaving, you whisper. Not tonight. Not ever, unless you want me to. They smile softly, sleepily, their lips brushing your collarbone in the faintest, most accidental touch. Okay, they whisper. Then I can rest. And in your arms, wrapped in warmth, wrapped in love, wrapped in something deeper than the storm that brought them here, they finally do. The fire has softened into a glow. Just a few orange embers flickering quietly, casting long, sleepy shadows across the room. The warmth around you is no longer from the flames, but from them, curled into your chest like they belong there, like they've finally found a place where their heart can settle. Their body is warm against yours, loose and relaxed in a way it wasn't earlier. Their breathing comes soft, steady, brushing against your neck in tiny waves of peace. Your hand rests lightly on their back, moving in slow circles, not to soothe tears now, but to keep this gentle calm alive. They shift just a little, nuzzling against your collarbone with a soft sigh. You okay? You whisper. They nod lazily against your skin. More than okay. You smile and tighten your arm around them, feeling their fingers curl lightly into your shirt. Their touch isn't desperate anymore. It's soft, familiar, a quiet claim of comfort. I don't want this night to end, they whisper. Then it doesn't have to, you murmur. They hum softly content. Sleepy, safe. Everything feels different now, they say quietly. Warmer, softer. You brush your fingertips up their arm, feeling goosebumps rise in a gentle shiver. That's what love does. You whisper. They pull back just an inch so they can see your face. Their eyes are heavy-lidded, lazy with warmth, but still shining with a sweetness that makes your chest expand. You make it feel easy, they whisper. You smile. Because it is. They bite their lip, softly and instinctive. Shy gesture, but their eyes stay on yours. I keep thinking about how scared I was earlier, they murmur. And now I'm just calm. You move your thumb along their cheekbone, slow and tender. They lean into the touch instantly. That's because you're here, you whisper. And you're not holding anything alone anymore. Their body relaxes even further, sliding closer until their forehead rests gently against your jaw. Can I just stay on you like this? They ask quietly. Stay as long as you want, you whisper. They let out a tiny breath, almost like relief, almost like a soft thank-you for shifting again, curling their legs in closer, tucking themselves deeper into your warmth. Your hand slips up the back of their neck, fingers brushing softly through their hair. They melt, literally melt, their shoulders dropping, their breath slowing, their entire body softening against yours. You're good at that, they murmur. At what? Touching me like I'm something fragile, they whisper, cheeks warming. In a nice way. You smile softly. You're not fragile. You're precious, their breath catches. No one has ever said that to me. Then I'll say it again, you whisper. You're precious. They close their eyes, their forehead pressing gently into your shoulder, like they're absorbing each word. Say it one more time. They ask quietly. Your hand cups the back of their head, thumb brushing the soft hair at their nape. You're precious to me. They let out a tiny, shaky breath, not sad, not overwhelmed, but soft, like their heart is being wrapped in something warm and safe. You pull the blanket higher around their shoulders, cocooning the two of you from the rest of the world. The storm outside is almost silent now, barely a whisper. The room feels tucked away in a little pocket of warmth and stillness. They lift their head again, just a bit, their cheek brushing yours. You know what's weird? They whisper. What? I don't feel cold anymore. Not even a little. You laugh softly. That's because you're in my arms. Yeah, they whisper with a smile. That's probably it. They shift, letting the side of their face rest against your jaw. They breathe you in slowly, their nose brushing your neck in a way that makes your heart beat slow and warm. You smell nice, they whisper sleepily. You laugh again, quiet and gentle. So do you. Their fingers slide down your arm until they find your hand again, and they interlace your fingers slowly, carefully, like it's something they're savoring. I love holding your hand, they whisper. I love when you hold mine. They smile, small and soft. It makes my chest feel calm. You bring their hand up slightly and brush a small kiss onto their knuckles. They inhale sharply, eyes flickering open in a dazed, warm surprise. That, they whisper, felt really nice. Your lips graze their hand again, just the lightest touch. They melt all over again. Everything you do feels gentle, they whisper, like you're trying not to wake me from a dream. You brush your fingers up their arm, slow and soft. You're not dreaming. They smile sleepily and rest their head against your chest again. Feels like I am, they whisper. You let your fingers slide through their hair again, slow and rhythmic. They hum softly, like the warmth of your touch is lulling them toward sleep. You're getting quieter. You whisper, they murmur. You're making me sleepy. Is that a bad thing? You ask, no, they whisper. It's really nice. I haven't felt this relaxed in forever. You tighten your arm around them gently, then rest. They shift again, pulling the blanket tighter, their leg draping gently over yours. Stay with me while I fall asleep. They whisper, of course. Their voice grows even softer, almost fading into the warm quiet. I love how you hold me, they whisper again. It feels safe. You stroke their back. Slow, soft, reassuring. You are safe. They breathe deeply, their breath settling into a slow, peaceful rhythm. I love that you're here, they whisper. Half asleep. I'm not going anywhere. They snuggle into you one last time, whispering into your chest, thank you. For tonight, their body relaxes fully, their muscles loose, their breathing smooth, their heart calm and steady against yours. They're almost asleep now, wrapped in warmth, wrapped in love, wrapped in you, and for the first time tonight, they rest without fear. The room has gone quiet, completely quiet, except for the soft breaths you share and the faint whisper of rain outside. The fire is almost gone now, just glowing amber coals resting in a gentle pile of warmth. The kind of warmth that doesn't flicker or fade. The kind that stays steady. They're curled against your chest, their body almost melted into yours, the blanket wrapped around both of you like a soft cocoon. Their breath is slower now, deeper, moving with a rhythm that tells you they're drifting closer to sleep with every passing minute. You brush your fingertips lightly across their back. They shiver not from cold, but from comfort moving closer, pressing their cheek to your chest. You're so warm, they murmur sleepily. So are you. They give a tiny smile into your shirt. They're too tired to respond with words, but their body answers for them, leaning in them, seeking more warmth, more closeness, more of you. You feel their breathing settle, and then they shift again, sliding their hand up the front of your shirt until their palm rests softly against your collarbone. Their fingers curl slightly, gripping you in the gentlest way, like they need to hold on to something steady as they drift off. You're still awake. You whisper, barely, they mumble. You chuckle quietly, your chest lifting under their cheek. They hum at the sound, almost like your small laugh comforted them even deeper. Then they whisper, can you? Talk to me. You tilt your head. About what? Anything. They breathe. Your voice helps. You nod, brushing their hair back gently. All right. What do you want to hear? Something soft, they say. Something slow. You take a breath, letting it downshift into a warm, steady tone. Okay, you whisper. I'll talk. You just rest. They relax immediately, their whole body sinking into yours like the sound of your voice pulls them towards sleep. You speak softly, slowly, barely louder than a breath. You're safe. You're warm. You're held. You did so well tonight. And you're not alone anymore. A tiny shudder goes through them, not fear, not pain, but emotion releasing slowly, peacefully. I like when you say that, they murmur. Makes my chest feel calm. I'll keep saying it, you whisper. As much as you need. They shift again, laying their ear over your heart so they can hear every steady beat. You have a nice heartbeat, they whisper. You smile. It's beating for you. Their breath catches softly even in their sleepy haze. Your words reach them. I'm glad, they whisper. It feels reassuring. You keep your voice slow, quiet. Let it help you rest. They nod against your chest, their cheek rubbing lightly against your skin. Their fingers run gently along your ribs, barely thinking about the motion, just letting their tired body express what their sleepy mind can't put into words. Their voice drifts again. Softer now. I still can't believe tonight happened. You continue stroking their back. Believe it. It feels too warm to be real. You're here, you whisper. This is real. Their lips tilt into a small, sleepy smile. I like being yours. Your heart softens. And I like being yours. They breathe out, long and slow, like that's all they needed to hear. You make everything feel easy, they whisper, even breathing. You press a kiss into their hair, slow, gentle, lingering. They melt instantly. Don't do that, they whisper, flustered by how soft the moment feels. Why not? You ask with a smile. Because they nuzzle into your chest, hiding their face. You'll make me fall asleep right here. That's okay, you whisper. Fall asleep with me. Their breath deepens again. You promise you'll still be holding me when I wake up. I promise. A quiet sigh escapes, them relieved, grateful, peaceful, good, they whisper. I don't want to wake up alone. You won't. They open their eyes for a moment, drowsy, soft, glowing with the kind of affection people only show when they feel completely safe. Can I tell you something small? They whisper, of course. I've never fallen asleep in someone's arms before. Your hand slides gently up their spine. How does it feel? Their eyelashes flutter. Nice, safe, like I could just stop thinking. You can, you whisper. Let your mind rest. They shift again, their knees sliding gently against your leg under the blanket. Their body curling around yours like they were made to fit there. You're so gentle with me, they murmur. You deserve. Gentle. Their breath catches quiet, but emotional. No one's ever said that too. Me, they whisper. Well, you say softly. Get used to it. They smile again, small, sleepy, warm, like your words are wrapping them in another layer of comfort. Their breathing slows further. Their body grows heavier against yours. Their fingers loosen, but they don't let go entirely. They stay linked with yours, just enough to feel connected. You still awake? You ask softly, barely, they whisper. Your voice, it's making my eyes close, then let them close. They burrow into your chest, seeking the last bit of warmth and safety before sleep. Just keep touching my back, they whisper. Please. You continue tracing slow, gentle circles between their shoulder blades, like that. You ask softly. Their voice is fading. That's perfect. You feel their breathing settle fully into a slow, steady rhythm. They're drifting, floating, sliding slowly toward sleep. But right before they fall asleep, they whisper one final sentence, slurred, honest. I'm glad I came here tonight. To you, you kiss the top of their head gently. Your voice barely a breath, and I'm glad you're here. Their body relaxes completely, every muscle unwinding, every fear gone, every thought quiet. They're safe, warm, loved. And finally, they begin to sleep. Their breathing is warm against your chest, now slow, deep, steady in a way that tells you they've crossed that soft threshold between wakefulness and dreaming. Not fully asleep yet, but drifting. Letting go. Letting the night carry them. You hold them gently, your arms wrapped around them under the blanket, your fingers drawing slow, soothing patterns along their back. Their body responds instinctively, each stroke softening them a little more, loosening every last bit of tension. Their leg is draped lightly over yours. Their cheek rests near your collarbone. Their hand stays loosely woven with yours, the faintest grip, but still there, still wanting contact, still trusting that you won't let go. The storm outside is almost silent now, just a faint drizzle tapping softly against the windows like a lullaby. The fire glows low, steady, orange light drifting across the room in sleepy waves. Everything feels quiet. Everything feels warm. Everything feels peaceful. They stir faintly, shifting just a little against your chest. Still here. They whisper, voice so soft and sleepy you barely hear it. I'm here, you whisper back. I'm not going anywhere. A small, tired hum escapes their lips, content, relieved, safe. I thought maybe I dreamed it, they mumble. Us, everything we said. It's real, you whisper. All of it. They press their nose gently into your neck, brushing your skin with a soft, warm exhale. Good, they murmur. I like the real version. You smile and pull the blanket tighter around both of you, tucking them in against your warmth. They shift closer, their body fitting along yours like puzzle pieces, finally falling into place. The fire crackles softly, a tiny spark, a sleepy whisper of warmth, and you can feel them drifting again. Hey, they mumble, barely awake. Thank you for not letting me fall alone. You stroke their cheek, slow, tender. You never have to fall alone again. Their lips curve into a small, dreamy smile. Good, they whisper, because I think I'm falling asleep now. You chuckle quietly, the sound vibrating through your chest. They melt further at the warmth of it. You can sleep, you murmur. You're safe. Their fingers squeeze your hand barely, softly, sleepily. You'll still be holding my hand. Always. They exhale, long and slow, settling again. The room grows quieter with every breath. Their voice returns one more time, soft as a fading candle flame. Say something. Before I fall asleep, they whisper. What should I say? Something gentle. You think for a moment, then speak in a voice slow and calm, the kind that drifts easily into the quiet of the room. You're warm, you're loved. You're safe here with me. You can rest. You deserve to rest. Their breath hitches in the softest way, not from fear, but because your words settle into the deepest, tired part of them. They nuzzle into your chest, letting the warmth of your voice sink into them. More, they whisper. You brush a thumb along their cheek, slow and ghost-like. I'm right here. I'm holding you. I'm not letting go. Not tonight. Not in the morning. You're okay. Their breathing softens again. Sleep pulls at them gently, steadily. You say things. They murmur, voice barely a breath, that make my heart feel soft. That's good, you whisper. Let it be soft. They give a tiny hum in agreement. Then slowly, their grip on your hand loosens not because they want distance, but because they're drifting too deeply to keep holding on. Their head grows heavier against your chest. Their breath deepens slow, warm, even. Their body relaxes completely, curling around you like they finally found the place they've been searching for. You tuck their hair gently behind their ear, watching the way their lips part slightly as they fall deeper into sleep. You're beautiful like this. You whisper not out loud. Not fully, but the words sit in your chest. Meant for them, even if they're too sleepy to hear. Outside, the rain fades into silence. Inside, the last ember of the fire glows warmly. Their heartbeat slows. Your breathing syncs with theirs, and the night softens into something peaceful enough to hold. You shift just a little, careful not to wake them, pulling the blanket more tightly around both of you. Their body responds even in sleep by curling closer, searching for your warmth. Their forehead brushes your throat. Their hand finds yours again without even waking. Their breath warms your skin. You press a quiet kiss into the top of their head. Good night, you whisper softly. Sleep, I've got you. No response, just a soft exhale. A small movement of their fingers against yours, and the peaceful surrender of someone who finally feels safe enough to rest. You stay awake a little longer, listening to their breathing, feeling their warmth, holding them close because something about this moment feels too precious to rush. Eventually, your eyes grow heavy too, but you don't drift until you whisper one last promise into the quiet space. Between you, I'll still be here when you wake up. And slowly, peacefully, wrapped in each other's warmth, you fall asleep with them in your arms.